Oh no, my chair's falling.
I do not do that.
Oh, it almost meant Michael Scott on me. Ergonomically correct. Would you rather have a chair or a printer? Well, cheers and welcome from Behind the BarCast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general.
Yep.
I'm Paxton Eugene. We have Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos over there.
Literally.
Welcome back. Last week was fun. Last week was fun until the day after, and I got some sort of sickness. Half of my lung is in the sink now.
Yeah, dude. You got
or the toilet.
I felt fine.
I know. I texted you the next day. I was like, because I was afraid. All right, I haven't tested myself for COVID this time, but I mean, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
I've had COVID 3 to 4 times.
Like solid, you knew you had COVID?
Yeah, I've had, every time the government offered tests, I'd get like as many as I could for my P.O. box.
Yeah.
And my ex would get a bunch. So I've tested myself probably outside of going to CVS in the early days.
Yeah.
Before they had home tests.
Or the drive-through at the Civic Center.
I never went through the drive-through at the Civic Center.
That was fun just for the novelty of it.
Yeah. But I always went to the CVS or the Walgreens or whatever right close to here because they were like super quick.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I never had it when I got tested at those places. But a lot of that was me being like trying to get out of something. Sorry, COVID. And this is like kind of early COVID, you know?
Yeah, you can play that card very easily.
So on the tail end of COVID, there was one time I was sick and I had like 6 tests here. And someone told me they're like, why don't you take a COVID test? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I did. And I was like, oh, look who's COVID.
I never tested positive once.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I did it to go to some concerts when they relaxed and all that. But I think I had maybe 2 or 3, 4 symptoms at a time, but never the full spectrum.
Oh, okay, that's the thing.
But I never tested positive once.
The 3 times I've had it, or the 3 of the probably more times.
But then I heard false positives or positive negatives, and that been accurate being tossed in like, well, even though the test says you didn't. You did.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of crap like that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I trusted. I felt bad and I took the test and the line came up pretty quick.
Yeah.
I was pregnant.
All right.
And one time it was literally just a cough. One time it was full body. Each time was a different flavor.
Right. I mean, I went through the sensory deprivation part of it. No taste, that kind of thing. But again, never enough. Until one time where I took a test, said I didn't have it. I might have just had the old-fashioned flu, frankly. But it put me down for like 4 days.
If that exists anymore.
Yeah, but it put me down for like 4 days. I missed breezy time because of it. But because it did feel like there was an elephant on my chest for a couple days. But like 4 out of the other 5 parts of it weren't there, you know?
But it, like you said, it's a spectrum, though. It doesn't all have to be there.
Yeah, apparently not.
And
so you had the schmutz.
Yeah, and I was coughing, and then the two symptoms on the spectrum this time were coughing and body aches.
Yeah.
Just started with the coughing. My throat was burning from coughing so much. And so that's the reason I texted you. I was like, hey, feeling okay, buddy? Because I didn't know if I passed along to you or the other way. You're like, no, I feel fine. I was like, yeah, I'm coughing. You go, maybe too many cigarettes?
And that was not being judgmental.
No,
it was just my first process of
I know, man. You're just going through the
deduction.
Yeah. You're just going through the itinerary or the
well, because we had choked down a few cigarettes the night before.
Oh, we speed ran some cigarettes,
and
buddy.
I think you've been on a creative bender, and I know when you're on a creative bender, you are chain smoking.
I might be smoking a little bit.
Yeah, that's all. I just figured it, but no,
I'm a bisexual smoker. And when I was gonna frame it that way, the first way I was gonna frame it was I'm a lipstick lesbian smoker. Because until pre-production meeting today, my assumption, because I've heard the word lipstick lesbian thrown around, I'm a friend of the lesbians and the gays. And I'd heard it thrown around, and I thought the colloquial definition of a lipstick lesbian was a woman who purports and dresses in a certain manner to put off that she is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Every so often for fashionable reasons.
Okay.
Maybe not necessarily to gaslight other lesbians and be like, ha, I got you, bitch, I'm straight.
Right.
But, but you get what I'm saying?
I do.
And what did you think a lipstick lesbian was?
I thought it was, look, to my own discredit, I probably should be more informed when it comes to these things, but I've never used that word even in casual conversation. I've heard the word, but I thought it was along the lines of a girl who pretends to be gay all night long, maybe even does a little lip kissing and all that, but when the night's over, it's like, oh, I'm going home with my friends, and it's like makeup. It's something that you just put on, wear it for a while.
I got you. Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. But I've never used it in a phrase to describe a woman.
Yeah, because I've never been sure that I was right about the definition.
Yeah, well, even without knowing. I mean, honestly, when you asked me downstairs, I was like, it's got to be one of two things. It's either they're faking it for the sake of the attention, and they have no intention of following through with it, or it's just, like you said, it's fashion for the night, that kind of thing. But that's not it at all.
That's not the case. So, and it's rare that Urban Dictionary and Wikipedia come close to the same answer, but it's just like a very feminine lesbian who likes other feminine lesbians.
Yeah.
So I guess when I've heard people say it before, if they were using it properly,
right,
they were saying like, "Oh, she's a lipstick lesbian. She's not gonna like Broomhilda."
Yeah.
The butch.
Yeah.
I'm
frankly, I'm glad that I'm wrong and I've never used it, and all that. I'm pleasantly surprised. I still can't but feel like my idea is not too far off to some degree.
Okay, same vein. Probably a different word for it. And if you, I know there's gays and lesbians out there that listen to us. I know them personally. But is there a name for, so you got like a hot girl that'll go to a bar where a bunch of swinging dicks.
Yeah.
And they know they can get some drinks bought for them. I know a few gals like that.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely an angle.
Does it work both ways where, like, say you're a gay dude or you're a straight dude.
Right.
And you're like, can't afford to drink a lot tonight. But if I go to this gay bar and put off just a little bit of a gay vibe, maybe I'll get some drinks bought for me.
You know me better than that, dude. I don't have game of any kind of game and all that. And the idea that I would meditatively go to a gay bar just to play the role to get drinks.
But
I just mean, like, me personally, I would never play that angle. But I'm certain it has been.
I just want to know if there's a name for it.
Oh,
a straight woman that goes out to a lesbian bar.
There's got to be.
And then lipstick lesbian-ish just to get drinks.
Yeah.
Because we were like, all right, let's say Savannah. The gay population might be like 1% maybe or 5%. It's a small percent anywhere, I guess, right? Yeah. Now, if you're in New York, you're in Chicago, you're in LA, you're in San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's gays galore everywhere. So there's a lot. Here in Savannah, we have a pretty good amount of gay people, but I bet they all know each other.
You think so?
Not every one of them. Kelly.
Hey, Bob,
but I'll tell you why. Back in the day, I was doing a gig at Livewire, and like the bathrooms were really backed up, and there's this place called Chuck's, which was pretty close to it, which was, I think, downtown, like River Street downtown's only representation of gay bar, like a guy gay bar.
I thought there was more.
And I know there's more around, but like for that area of town.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that every single person in there knew each other, because I walked in and it wasn't like record screech, and it wasn't they were looking at me like, ooh, hot guy. It was like, who is this? We've never seen him before.
Yeah.
Because we know our 28 gay buddies that are always at Chuck's, I think. So if you did, say I were like, destitute and needed drinks, if I'd have put a little swing in my walk and walked in, there's a possibility I could have hustled some drinks out of these guys.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys I know on Tybee I could probably ask. I mean, there's got to be a term.
There's got to be a term for it.
Even if it's just within their culture or whatever, and I use the word culture as a pleasant thing and all that. There's got to be a term for what they call it. Freelancer, freestyler,
right?
Loose cannon,
amongst friends that gay or straight, whatever, you'd be like, "Oh, look at this mooch,"
or
whatever.
But something more clever,
right? Yeah, there's got to be a cleverer name for the gay representation of that, right?
Right. Yeah, the lipstick lesbo. Yeah.
You were telling me about your buddy. He was like, now this does kind of suck because there are certain accents.
Yeah.
Just if you there's a southern little accent you might put a little stank on your voice right there.
Yeah, it was a guy that I used to work for. He was one of my first mentors in the graphic design world and all that. But he was the youngest of four siblings. He was the only male, the youngest male, the only male, the only male, and then his three older sisters grew up in the South and all that. So he had a very effeminate kind of vernacular, as it were. And all that. And people ask me all the time, he's got to be gay. And I'm like, I'm telling you, he's not. And he had a hell of a beard, the term for covering it up, because he was married, had 4 kids and all that. I was like, that's a hell of a beard.
That's quite the beard. Yeah. He goes, I don't have any hair on my face.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what he explained the whole thing. Just kind of like, look, I grew up in the South. I got 3 older sisters. I'm a female-dominated house because my dad passed away so there was really no male influence. But I'm not gay. I just, But I know what people are saying.
Man, it probably wouldn't have even gone that far had he not been from a certain part of the South where just everybody's got like a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of that something.
Yeah. But no. But I'd love to know the term. But a lot of my when I was living in Augusta especially, I had this group of friends, these girls, and they would want to go out some nights and they wanted to go to the gay bars because they just wanted to dance and drink and not get hit on. They would dance with dudes all night because there were dudes at the gay bar. And it was lesbians and guys. I mean, it was both male and female and all that. But they loved going there just because we just want to dance, drink, and have a good time and not act like we have to go home with somebody tonight.
I was partnered with some girls that went to a gay bar and for nearly the same purpose. But what I found more interesting, because it was attractive girls that wanted to go out, that didn't want swinging dicks around them.
Yeah.
Can I buy a drink? Let me, hey, what's happening? This and that.
Yeah.
But when they got there, the gay guys were so welcoming and way funner than any straight dude would have been.
Yeah.
Because you sort of take the pretext of there's a possibility of hooking up or having sex.
Yeah.
All there's left to do is drink and have fun.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Well, and me being a fly on the wall in this environment, I went along with them, and I was a tad nervous. This was my first foray into this realm,
sure.
This Studio 54-esque environment where anything goes kind of thing. And, so I was pretty much like kept my back to the wall all night. And this was it was naive of me because I'd never been to a gay bar before. And I just assumed automatically because I was going to try and get turned every time I turned a corner.
Because you were fresh meat or because you were handsome Kelly?
I don't know. I mean,
it was just your first time there. You didn't know.
Yeah, calling myself handsome is just whatever. That's not what it was about. It was more like I'm thinking they got to know I'm straight, and they're going to do every chance they get. They're going to try and turn me.
Yeah, where was this?
It was in Augusta.
So can I propose that? How many gay bars do you think there are in Augusta?
Openly exclusive. I don't want to say exclusive, but openly flag flying ones, maybe 2 or 3.
Do you think when you walked in that bar, they all knew each other probably in some sort of way?
I guess. I mean,
and you were the guy. You were the one guy they haven't seen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm
fair.
saying.
But in my mind, I've got it all built up like I'm gonna get hit on all night. Every time I just want to get a beer for myself. Somebody, let me buy that for you, buddy. Stuff like that. It wasn't really anything like that at all. It really wasn't. It was. I mean, I got some compliments.
It couldn't be because I've experienced that before.
I mean, I've gotten compliments and things like that.
Oh boy, I wish you
were.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
The only time I've had it where, and I don't give a shit, like if someone wants to buy me a drink and stuff like that. Typically, I turn anyone down normally for buying me a drink.
Yeah.
Because normally when I'm out drinking, I'm at work.
Yeah.
By my own. But the only time I've ever been creeped out by a gay dude or anything like that is just the insane persistence that they can have.
Yeah.
I
mean, the flamboyance that goes along with it, it's heterosexual or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. Public displays of affection, you want to give a little kiss, a hug, and all that sort of stuff. But you said earlier, like if it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, then people are all over each other on a park bench.
Yeah, and you just met Jacinda at the bar, and you want to go outside and make sure you're really closing the deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but the over flamboyance is like, I get it, you're gay.
Yeah,
good for you. That's fine. If I makes your world better, makes everybody's world around you better.
Yeah, good.
Wherever you put your damn tongue, I don't care.
Yeah,
you're just not going to put it in me.
Well, my buddy Ashton at work. Obviously gay, but he's not that, hello, everybody, making a point of it. Mm-hmm. You can, after a few seconds. Yeah. You don't need all the flamboyant, ultra flamboyance just for the sake of flamboyance is so annoying, especially in a bar situation. Oh, well, it's distracting to people trying to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes towards my own personality, too. I really don't want to be the center of attention. I just don't like that. It'd be that, even though doing the shows kind of put me in that light a little bit. But that's not when I leave the house. That's not what I'm wanting to do. Like, so
what you're saying is you don't like people singing "Sunset Kelly" on the ones and twos in unison when you walk into the bar. Is that what you're saying?
It makes me blush. Makes me uncomfortable.
You're a sports fan.
I do. Am.
I do sports fan.
But I do sports fan.
I am a sports fan bisexual. I care, but I don't care.
Okay.
There was a time where sports would break my heart. I work at a bar on the weekends. Every sport that's going to be played is going to be played during my shifts,
Yeah.
You have a very concerned look on your face. Is everything going okay over there?
It's just the numbers on the time. It's like 4. It's like it's counting down.
Oh, I
3.
I might have hit the wrong button.
All right, I have no idea where we are.
But we're still recording, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just have no idea where we're time-wise.
Games are going to be played where I am.
Yes.
Games that people really, really care about are going to be played where I am. So last week during Georgia-Clemson, you were able to watch?
It was a noon kick, so I was able to watch it because I don't go to work till 5:30, so I was able to watch the end thing.
All right, so you lost.
I did.
How did that? Is your TV still working?
Of course.
There's not a hole in it or anything?
No. I've never, I've never been that tied to any team to the point where the rest of my week's happiness is based off whether they win or lose. And a lot of people are. They're very passionate. These 3 months, 3.5 months out of the year is very important to them. But when Clemson loses, frankly, it's made it easier with our recent success and us having a down year being 9-3 last year. That's a down year.
Right.
15 years ago.
Oh, buddy,
we would be having a ticker tape fucking parade down the middle of Clemson, with Tommy Bowden when he was the coach, So we've been a little spoiled lately.
Sure.
But so us losing to Georgia, I wasn't mad about it. If there's one team I'm not going to be mad about, losing to is Georgia, because I do like the Dogs a lot.
And it didn't ruin your night at work or anything like that?
No, I still rep the brand, wore the exact same thing I wore.
Of course.
When I watched the game. And bring it on. When people want to talk shit about Clemson, how far we fall, I'm like, so you're an NC State fan? Is that right? Oh, okay. What?
It's a waste of energy.
Yeah, it is.
It's a waste of everything. But doesn't mean I don't have some sort of stake in it. I have some, because I was born in 81 and we had not won a national championship since I'd been born, so I was afraid that I was the curse. Just like we all have our superstitions, not washing your socks or Stop, whatever it is.
Change hands when you're peeing, or don't use your hands at all. Just hands on your waist.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I get to work on Saturday. And I didn't know that the Georgia game was going to be a 7:49 kickoff
nighttime
against Kentucky Wildcats from the Bluegrass State.
Mm-hmm.
We're ranked number 1. They're ranked number nothing.
Yep.
I'm not really thinking about it that much. And I'm getting set up for work. It's kind of slow when I get there, but people are going to show up for the game. I know that. So I'm getting my head prepped for that.
Yeah.
The first 3 people to show up, sit right in the center. 28-year-old, 25-year-old, 27-year-old guy, girlfriend, other guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a Bud Light, I'll have a blackberry cider, and I'll have a shot of Jack with an entire Coke on the side. Please and thank you, and may we pay you right now.
Oh, pay as you go. All right.
Most certainly. That will be $16, whatever. Oh, the other game's running late. But what I thought was gangster, and I didn't know that they did this, but the channel that it was on, it was a blowout of the game before. They went ahead and cut.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally they let games finish before they cut to other games starting. But I guess since...
When the outcome's inevitable, they'll do that.
So?
I've seen that. I've seen them do that plenty of times.
The game starts. All of a sudden, these three people in the center, I didn't realize they were the only three Kentucky fans this side of the Bluegrass State.
Brave.
The game starts. All of a sudden, each one of them sprouts a new chromosome.
Oh, they're getting aggro?
Not aggro, the R word.
Oh, really?
Let's just say special needs.
Okay. That's
so
sad. That's sad.
The middle guy, now this is 8 o'clock, let's say. We still got a few families around there. The first thing he says, I hate that cocksucker. I hear fuck. I hear, your typical cursing words. But cocksucker hits different. When there's an 11-year-old at the table behind you.
Right.
They've heard shit damn.
Yeah.
They've heard, oh, fuck. Every parent said it.
Yeah.
Cocksucker. I mean, you're blushing. It hits different.
I like when Clemson was playing for their 2 national championships and won the 2 that they did recently and all that. Of course, I was cheering and applauding and all that. Now, I'm not a 2-yard clapping kind of guy. A lot of certain aggro fans, no matter what they do, they got to be on the bar stool. 1 yard, 2 yards are clapping their asses off like it's the end of the world.
Yep.
And we're not talking like 2 yards because you got 3 seconds left and you're an inch closer to the end.
No, that's just 2 yards on first down.
Yeah, and you're on the 18-yard line on your end of the field.
Yeah.
Okay? And they just, every play is like they're at the stadium and just whatever. That annoys the crap out of me.
Oh, buddy.
And when Clemson made it to those national championship games, whether they were, I think they were all against Alabama except for the one against LSU. But, I tried to find a place. The first one I watched it over at my friend Hillary's mom's house. And it was just her and I because I didn't want to be in a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it was a blowout, that was when Alabama was at the height of their power. I was like, if it was a blowout, I didn't want to be in a bar in the middle of it. So we watched it at her mom's house, which was just fine. Played them close. I was like, all right, we lost, but at least it was a good game.
Let's go out and have some drinks.
And then the next year, we get them. Watson to Winfro. Should be a T-shirt. Won it. But again, I'm not throwing shit across the bar, and... But, I was happy.
Yeah.
If anything, everybody was more happy for me than I was about it,
So these three persons, there were things that they didn't exhibit. They didn't exhibit if it was a holding call. Oh, that's fucking bullshit. How did right? Okay.
Yeah.
They weren't doing that. They weren't doing what you just described.
The 2-yard clapper.
2 yards. Yeah, that's how you run the ball.
You do it go. Yeah.
None of that. The third thing they didn't exhibit was coach speak. Or they weren't like, well, if he'd have just hit the A gap, they'd have thrown the ZX pattern out in the Y. None of that. None of that. The only thing that these two, the girl that was with them was she didn't care about the game at all. Such a social butterfly. Like every new person that came up, she's like, and what's y'all's names?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm so-and-so. Cool. I think that was her not defense mechanism, but coping mechanism for.
But the 2 guys booking under, they were the ones who were just blurting.
Cocksucker.
So what's like sports fan Tourette's of some sort.
Yeah, you're right.
Like they're not doing it all through the game, but every once in a while.
Also, they're not flanking her. She's on the end. She knows better.
She's been through this before.
She knew better. I hate that cocksucking motherfucker more than anything. And he was talking about Kirby Smart. Then the other guy was like, this cocksucking suck-cocker cocksuck. He was talking about the quarterback, JD. I want to say J.D. Beck. I don't know. Whatever.
Carson Beck, I think, or maybe.
Yeah. Who's J.D. Beck's a musician, I think. Anywho. Typically, so Kentucky's doing kind of well the first half.
Yeah.
All game, to be honest. I just spoiled the lead there. But they're playing pretty well in the first half. Now, all I'm waiting on is the Kirby Smart shoe to drop. There's going to be one change of momentum, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then we're about to skate away with this thing by like 21.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, it did not happen. And I know it's not a sports podcast, but I'm at a bar talking about it.
Yeah.
These people are at a bar. You've seen them before. So as it's going along, they're just ordering. They probably closed out like 4 times because the girl is finally like, guys. So they close out.
Yeah.
They open. Okay, listen. Now it's going to be me and him together. Whatever. Okay, that's fine. I didn't care, but because these are why they're the weirdest fans. They weren't turning around looking for people to go, yeah, you dumb Georgia fans.
Right.
But they were loud. They were a polarity of all these things.
Yeah. And it wasn't consistently. It was just moments every now and then where they would just blurt out. Tourette's fan.
Yeah.
Tourette's fan. Yeah. I know the type.
So it's going on and going on. I'm waiting on the other shoe to drop. Halftime comes around. I'm like, all right. So I've got people coming up, sitting next to him.
Yeah.
Like, one lady is perfect. She was like, oh, my God, your guys' verbiage is so good. Woo. Well done. She killed these dudes.
Nice.
But they weren't being so obstinate to where they were turning to people in the crowd and being like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I'm like, did Kirby Smart fuck your mother? Did Carson Beck steal your Corvette?
Yeah, you caught him like you caught him sleeping with your sister or something like that.
What is the problem? So anyways, I'm like, well, the whole performance will be over soon of these gentlemen. Yeah. Because the other foot's going to drop and we're going to run away with it. Buddy, did we not?
No.
It went down to the final seconds.
It literally. And it's the quintessential trap game. And I've got 2 really good Georgia fans who are friends of mine and all that. And one of them is fairly practical. And I told him, dude, this has got trap game written all over it. And the other one was like, no, we're going to cover, and then I guarantee we kill them and all that. And and not to get into the sports vernacular too much because we aren't a sports podcast, but a trap game is one of those games where, yes, you should win it by all intents and purposes and all that. But there were some things that were aligning here that maybe people didn't realize. Is one, they're on the road, their first SEC game, even in Kentucky at night, so the crowd's going to be rowdy anyway. First time on the road as a team, and Atlanta doesn't count. Then when they play Clemson, that's basically a home game. The spread was 21 points. The Dogs were giving up 3 touchdowns. I would have took the Wildcats and the points. I love the Dogs. I want to see them win, but I would have took the Wildcats and the points on that one. And they haven't beaten them in Kentucky hasn't beaten them in 14 years, and have played them pretty damn close the last 3 times. So I'm saying this is a trap game, and it kind of played out the way I thought it would.
And now it's target on our backs. We're everyone's Super Bowl now.
Yeah, and like you were saying, it was closer than it needed to be. And I told my buddies back and forth between the 2 of them, I was just like, just get a goddamn touchdown, get on the bus with the pads on, and get the fuck out of there. Forget style points. You're going to drop in the rankings. It is what it is, but just win, baby. Just get the hell out of there.
Did they drop in the rankings?
Yeah, they're number 2 now. Texas is number 1.
Really? Just for
style points, man. It counts.
Well, aren't there like 40 teams in the playoffs this year? So it kind of
yeah, I mean. But you don't want a tiebreaker to come down to you losing to the Wildcats, that kind of thing.
Or we didn't lose.
You didn't, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But I got to watch a lot of it because there wasn't a whole lot of movement on Tybee at the time because it was so close.
No one can. There's probably about 30% of my crowd that I heard them saying, "All right, halftime, we're going."
Right.
And they were just afraid to go.
Yeah. I mean, like, we had a little movement around halftime because I think people wanted to change the vibe. Like, let's go watch into this down front or vice versa. Go back up.
10 years ago, I would have been that super. Little stitches.
I've done that. I've done that before.
I've done it.
Yeah, I've left bars to go to places, or I'm just going to watch the rest of this at home. Something.
Just change the venue.
Yeah.
Because cosmically, my presence in one place or other has a definite effect on the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's not
you
kid.
Omnipotent son of a bitch.
Let's not kid ourselves here, Kelly.
But it was a weird night for a Georgia game, and I think leading up to it, everybody got blasted because it was a 7:30 kick. Yeah. So people have been drinking all day.
The students too, because they start drinking at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah. So by Tabby standards, by the time the game was over, like I'm not saying Nikki's was empty or Neptune's was empty or Pooh's was empty and all that, but there was a lot of movement after that game was over. People were like, "Been a full day. It's 10:30. That was a wild one. Let's just go home and call it a night." So, but it was weird. I mean, I got to watch most of it at home, more so than I normally would, because it was that close of a game.
Good. I mean,
I'm glad they won. But I was like, get a touchdown and get the hell out of there.
Let's go. But they didn't get out of control. The three extra chromosomed people. I can tell now, but I'm sitting on my, I'm at the ready, head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Because I think, the first 2 quarters, I guess, around that area, I had my head on a swivel for them to piss someone off. Because the way they had started acting, I just knew they were going to turn and be like, "Yeah, motherfucker," to a Georgia fan, something like that. Anger ensues. Yeah. That's not something uncommon. So I was ready to be in control of it. Now, you were telling me a little tale about letting a breezy ride get out of control, but not in the way of someone's going to get in a fight.
Yeah.
But normally you are the Sherpa. The gatherer of cats.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm overhearing what you're trying to do. I can streamline it for you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you've experienced a lot that certain people think your time is not valuable.
Yeah, or I've got nothing better to do. Like there couldn't be possibly anything else.
Or he's just a cab driver.
Yeah, I've gotten all that.
We are not considering him in what we are thinking about doing.
That happens.
But you had a unique situation happen.
Well, it was unique in the sense that traditionally I don't lose control. And when I say lose control, it wasn't like it was chaos in the cab.
Yeah.
It was a very simple ride, really. It was 4 at Neptune's going to like maybe 10th place or
so for our non-locals, that's a 5 block.
Yeah, right near the IGA. So not a long walk.
5 block drive.
Yeah.
Or walk, whatever.
Pretty easy cheesy. And they were already outside, ready to get in, 4 ladies. And they got in. And
they were outside of a bar.
Yes. And it was a relatively short ride. They get in, no problems there. They're talking amongst themselves. And, but one of them, I guess, neglected to get she wanted to go back and get a dude's number. Somebody she felt a little love connection with,
From Neptune's.
From Neptune's, yeah. Now, 2 of the ladies out of the 4 were like, they weren't like, "No, girl, forget that." It was like, "No, we're ready to go home. You guys can come back out," and all that. But they're discussing this amongst themselves, and I'm just driving along going, when do I interject here and go, all right.
They're already in the car.
Yes.
All 4 in the car having this conversation.
Two want to get home, and they're done.
2 want to get home. 2 are on the fence about going back and getting
the one about getting a number, and the one that's the pep talker going, we got to go back. You've got to get that guy's number.
How are you feeling right now about, are you pulling for the girl to get the number yet?
Not initially. I'm waiting to kind of, when do I kind of stick my voice in here and kind of go, all right, do you want me to turn around now, or do you want to take the other 2 home and drop them off? The 2 were like, no, we want to go home, drop us off. They can figure it out. But I'm still in the car waiting outside the house now because the other 2 are trying to decide, go back, don't go back, go back, don't go back. And it got to the point where I even texted Lee, like, I've lost control of this ride. And I wasn't being mad because they weren't being mean. They weren't doing the normal tropes of, oh, he doesn't mind. He doesn't have anything better to do.
He's just a cab driver.
Yeah, nothing. There wasn't anything demeaning. It was like, then I was like, look, I already texted my dispatcher, let her know that this is taking a little longer. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry. I'm like, do you want me to take you back or not? Because now I'm pulling for her.
Now you want her to get the number.
Now I'm like, yeah, I'll help you out. I'll make a love connection for you. I have no problem doing that. You get promised the big tip, which that didn't really pay off in the end. But so I took her back, Guy was gone, of course, by that point.
Lo and behold, the gentleman was gone.
But they had brought up the name of a local, and I'm not going to say the name and all that out of courtesy, but they brought up the name of a local, and I just like rolled my eyes like, please God, tell me we didn't just spend the last 20 minutes to come back because you were looking for this jackass. And I said the guy's name, and they're like, oh, hell no. No, it wasn't him. It was a friend of his. And no, we've done that other jackass for 20 years.
They're like, him? God, no.
Yeah. But I'm they're thinking in my head like, please tell me we didn't spend the last 15, 20 minutes circling back just to.
So if it would have been person unmentioned, would you have been like, no, I'm not taking you?
It's one of those bite your tongue situations. Because we were already back at the bar at this point.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, so it's you got to be careful sometimes about what you say, because you don't know when someone's known somebody like all their lives, that kind of thing, and they're like,
someone's brother.
Well, that's not the person I know that you're talking about, you son of a like. But I thought they were going back for this jackass's phone number, and I'm like, please tell me I just didn't get played for that.
Yeah,
and it wasn't him at all, thank God. But for whatever reason, after about 10 minutes, I'm just, I know volume's the name of the game. I want to get him in and out as quick as possible. But yeah, at this point, I was pulling for her. And it wasn't like one of these drunk, obnoxious things, like desperation.
See, you can get things done if you treat people okay.
Yeah.
Now, the moment any one of them, now I'm just assuming this about you, you have a much higher tolerance for bullshittery than I do. You kind of have to
sometimes.
But I think the moment they would have been like, look, he's waiting on us. And be like, no, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Tables have turned then. You're like, nah, get out. We're going.
Yeah, as soon as, but they played it very cool in that sense. And that's why I got lulled into complacency on this one. That's when I lost control of the ride because I was just agreeing with everything. I'll take you back. Sure. No problem. Because they weren't being rude about it. They were just excited girls like, no, no, we all saw it.
I never asked you this before. What about this particular thing? What was the age range between these women?
I would say mid 40s.
Okay.
Mid 40s, late 50s.
The only reason I ask is because there's this weird grace period of like 22 to 28 can be super nice.
Yeah.
And then like 48 to 68 can be super nice. Everyone in the middle can kind of not be.
Yeah.
It's different everywhere. But I've definitely discovered the newest batch of 22 to 28-year-olds.
Yeah.
Way cooler than the ones like 5 or 6 years ago in terms of exchange and of services and money.
Yeah. But no, these ladies, they were nice. I mean, they were just having a good time. Maybe obviously they were drinking and all that sort of stuff, but they weren't rude or, if anything, I was getting the soft hand on the shoulder like, we're sorry. We're trying to figure this out, you know? And that's when I was just like, if you want to go get the guy's number, it's only 5 blocks away. We can go back and get it.
Let's get you a man, girl.
So the 2 girls got out. The wing girl stayed in and all that, and I took them back, and it was fine. I still only got 25 for the whole ride after all of that.
Yeah.
But it almost, but just because they were, I wasn't even passive. I don't know. Like I said, after about 10 minutes, I realized I have no control of this ride because if I say anything now, then I will be the asshole. Right. Like, ladies, tell you what, if you want to get that guy's number, you can just walk back because I got shit to do.
Sure, yeah.
They didn't deserve that. The lady deserved a shot, and I was willing to make that happen. And that's why I texted Lee, like, I've lost control of this ride. Give me a minute to sort this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything derogatory, but they were pleasant. They were respectful. They acknowledged, like,
look how
we know we're being a pain in the ass. We're not trying to be, but
look how easy shit can be.
Yeah, we think this girl's got a shot. And I'm like, well, let's get her back there. We can be back there in 2 minutes.
Look how easy your life can be if you just kind of act. What's the word? Normal.
Well, like I said, I'm traditionally used to being told my time's not worth anything when people are like that.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't mind taking. Oh, you want to go to Spanish Hammock now? Well, can we take them first and then drive us all? But they don't. They act like logistically I've got nothing better to do, that kind of thing. These ladies weren't like that. And maybe it was because we were so close. If we'd been out at Crab Shack area and they're trying to do this, I would have been like,
look, I'm on a schedule.
You had your shot. Sorry.
Right, yeah.
We're out here by the Crab Shack. I don't know. But we were 4 blocks away.
I'd be like, hey, you're not going to meet anyone quality at the Crab Shack anyway. So.
Yeah, but they were, but like, even I know it's only a few miles, but if that had been a factor, if distance had been more of a factor, I might not have been as accommodating. Not rude.
Yeah.
But just been like,
hey, look,
me turning around and going all the way back just to see.
You have to understand, I do have rides on deck. that I'm gonna have to go get.
Yeah. And there were, but like I said, in this moment, for whatever reason, I was just kind of going along. I was with him, man. I was like, we were in this together for about 7-8 minutes there when the guy was gone and she didn't get the number. I was like,
when you told me he wasn't there, I was like, well, dang.
Talk on it.
Could have been a love connection.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the thing is when someone treats you nice like that, you know what they aren't?
Karen?
They're not. Oh shit, Karen of the week. I can't even do a timestamp. Karen of the week. Oh shit.
This is like military second time.
They were not the Karens. They were not Karens.
No, they weren't.
How about that?
No.
You can get things done without being a bitch.
Probably had all the physical characteristics,
Yeah.
but didn't come across that way at all.
The set of circumstances could have created the Karen.
Absolutely.
Karen, but I don't even think they were Karens waiting to happen either.
No.
Because it would have happened.
And even the two that got out weren't all rude and bitchy about it.
They're just like, we want to go home.
Yeah.
Stacy, you had your chance to get his number there. You should have.
Yeah.
This always happens to you.
You're getting out of the car now and all that.
Right,
No, they're like, no, we're drunk. We're tired. We've had enough.
Take us back. She can go.
Yeah. And that's the only time I interjected was like, all right, so what's the plan? We divide and conquer in here? What's going on? Yeah, I need to know. I need to figure out a game plan so I can tell there's other things that other dominoes that need to fall here.
Guy, woman. Not unlike the group I described earlier. They come in just a little bit before some game, an NFL game, something like that, whatever. And it's about 5:36, and it's humid as shit. So there's a big fan that blows on deck table 2, which is really close to my bar.
Right.
And they walk up, they sit down, I hand them some menus. They were talking amongst themselves, and the woman on the end was getting blown by the fan, and you could tell she was very unhappy.
Yeah.
So I gave them a second to see if they would get up and go. And they didn't. I walked in the back, so then I walked back out, and the lady in the fan, looking very unhappy, is like, you sure here?
The lady.
So I'm trying to think, here, Huckapoos? Here where we are, by the fan? Or do we want to eat at the bar instead of a table?
Right.
Trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Turns out she didn't like the fan. So I'm hearing this. I was like, hey, why don't you just flip the fan? Nobody cares. You don't need the fan on you.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go do it because I'm busy right now, but you can just go turn the fan.
Yeah.
So the guy's on the end. I was like, what you guys drinking? He goes, I'll take a Tito's and soda with 2 limes. Boom, I got you. All of a sudden, one of our employees comes behind there. Employee, non-employee, I don't know at this moment.
Uh-huh.
And starts chatting with the ladies. I was like, hey, dude, give me 1 second. I'm going to get their drinks. Well, the 2 ladies are just enamored with this employee, non-employee. And I'm not going to suffer foolishness and stand there while they have their, 12 IQ conversation trying to get them a drinks. So I just go, hey, give me 1 second. I go, hey, do you want a drink? And she just wants to chat with the guy. So I was like, phew. So in my mind, I already don't like these people. I'm like, 2-minute probation at least. So I walk in the back, come back out. I see her starting to put her hand up. I put my hand up and reach down and grab the ice bucket. I have a bar back. I don't have to grab my own ice, but boom, I went and grabbed my own ice. Ching. Walked back out to the bar, stood up straight looking just past them. As non-busy as I could look. See a little hand come up. Oh, we ready?
Oh.
Yeah, we're ready. So I'll take a, you know what? Same thing. Tito's and soda. Gotcha. What would you like, ma'am? There's no fan blowing on her. She's staring bullets at her husband for ordering drinks or something, I guess.
Yeah.
So I go, I get another 5 minutes to myself. So I make the Tito's and soda, hand it to her, walk away.
Yeah.
Come back out. I got a few more customers, this and that. Finally, I overhear, honey, it's going to ruin everyone's time. I'll switch seats with you.
Uh-oh.
So I guess I guess the guy was the husband of one of them. Because I don't know if he called her honey or not.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they switched. And then she goes, I know this is a crazy question. Do you even have wine here?
That's fair.
It's kind of fair.
It's kind of fair.
I'm not mad at it, but at this point,
That's fair.
I said, yeah, we got wine. What you want? Do you have Pinot? I was like, yeah, we got Pinot. So I made her a normal thing of Pinot. She's like, oh my God, that's a lot. Like, that's surprising coming from you. I know they want to eat food, but at this point, and I know if I get them some food, they'll probably get out of here.
Yeah.
Soonish. Now I want them to stay. I want to experience every bit of this dude's hellish life. So I'm pulling every scam that I do in the book. Like I'm walking in the back when it's unnecessary.
Right.
Now I do go in the back a lot because I keep my twisted tea in the cooler.
So for your own entertainment, you're putting this guy through an extended hell just to see how far it'll go.
Yes.
You're a dick.
I didn't marry these women.
That's fair.
I don't hang out with these women.
Still.
If I did hang out with women like that, I would be like Sean Connery. I'd be like, sometimes a woman needs to get checked sometimes. No, I don't know. Like, if your friends act like that, you fucking say something to them.
Yeah.
You know, if your wife acts like that, well, number one, don't marry her. Anyways.
Wow.
So I'm purposely doing a lot of things to extend the prison sentence up here. Get their food, this and that, whatever. And once they get their food, maybe they were hangry. But, I skipped a part, sorry. The guy, the reason I wanted him to suffer, I thought he was cool. I thought he was just an unfortunate guy.
Okay, all right.
The reason I wanted him to suffer is because he goes, honey, order something. The poor guy's been trying to look at you for this and that. I was like, I'm not poor guy. You're a poor guy. I don't give a shit if your wife drinks anything. Acting like her not acknowledging me the first time I asked that it was going to like upset me somehow or that I gave a shit about their well-being.
Right.
So now I'm like, I'm putting them through it.
Okay. That clarifies.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like,
I skipped the part.
I was going to say, man, you malicious bastard. This poor guy, browbeaten, but, just.
But also, my previous statements stand too. You marry someone like that, what the fuck do you expect? You hang out with people like that, you check your friends for being douchebags.
Gotcha.
So they eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Pack up their stuff. They're about ready to go. And they were like, I just love coming here. I've never seen these people before. And they weren't being sarcastic. No.
Interesting.
But the way they said it was like we love visiting here. Not from there. I've still never seen them before, but I had friends that came in last night from Ohio that I see once or twice a year.
Yeah, but they don't call themselves locals.
Yeah, but they're cool.
Yeah.
So I bring them their bill. They say all together. I said, yeah. And it was $46-ish, which for 3 people like that is pretty good. Yeah. They had 3 slices of pizza, which is $18.
Yes.
They had 4 top shelf liquor drinks, which is $24.
There you go.
And they had a wine. It adds up to $46.
You're there.
The guy's like, whoa, 46. I was like, oh. You know what? Maybe my math might be wrong. Let me go check. Lick finger, pull pin out. You, sir, had 2 Tito's and sodas with 2 limes in each of them. $12 right there. Uh-huh. Ma'am, you had 2 Tito's and sodas yourself. Were they good? Oh, they were. $12.
That's 24.
Yeah, right. 3 slices of pizza, $6 a piece. Let's call that $18. Add that to it. What does that make it? $42. And lastly, lady on the end who hated the fan. One wine and Huckapoo's cost $4, adding up to a grand total of $46. Is everyone happy? And I'm staring at the dude. Because at this point, I'm just like, look, I'll fuck up math too. When I fuck up math, I do it on purpose, though.
Yeah.
I'll overcharge or undercharge depending on who they are.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Dude, Huckapoo's is by far the cheapest date on the island. And when I say cheap, I don't mean like it's a crappy place, nothing like that. But for what you get, the bang for the buck factor is way beyond anything else on this island.
Yes.
Truly. I mean, the quarter's reasonable depending on certain things. But as far as like you said, top 4 top shelf drinks, a glass of wine, 3 slices of pizza for under $50.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, dude.
And
you can't get 2 entrees other places for $46.
And the slice isn't the size of
his dick. Yeah, it's very large.
It's a half a shingle.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter. It's like a quarter of your pizza.
It's a quarter of a pizza.
Yeah, Christ almighty.
So here comes the credit card. I run the credit card. Give it back to him.
Oh, boy.
As the lady who had the problem with the fan, who said, really here, who said this, who said that, drops me a $20 bill. Sorry about them.
You just never
You never know.
You don't.
Kelly, you never know. She drops me a dub that says, psh, these guys.
I mean, I've had similar experiences in the Breezy where not because Breezy does anything wrong. I mean, it's just a ride. They may not like the condition of the car they're in because they're used to a cleaner car or whatever, something like that. And I might take a little heat for that. Or, could you turn the air up, something,
Sure.
But I'm not trying to make anybody's ride unenjoyable,
Yeah.
But just when you think you're not going to get a dime from this person, for whatever reason, they can be complaining about everything. This car is really dirty. It smells like beer, whatever the case may be, and all that. And then one person gives you a 20, and you're already pulling money out to give them change. You're expecting to give them you're going to give them 15 back.
You're expecting exact change back.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, no, we're good. Keep it. Thanks for the ride. And I'm like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've obviously we'll let some things play out a little bit here in the next week or so. But there's been a lot of changes going on at Huckapoo's. And here's what we're going to do next week. Once I know everything, we're going to do a Patreon.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you everything that went on. Awesome. All of my opinions, if you want to hear them. We haven't done Patreon in like 3 months.
Yeah.
Our Patreon supporters, thank you for supporting us through this. I've been transitioning, but from bisexual smoker to full smoker, lipstick smoker. Anyways, so a lot of changes have been happening, and I'm going to do a full Patreon episode on that next week.
I'll be here. I can't wait.
So let's and then once we get back into that, we'll start doing it a little more. Anyways, but thank you to our Patreon subscribers for sticking around with us. And most people support us on Patreon, not necessarily because I don't put seedy content on Patreon. We never did. It was always just like a little looser, more personal stories that could get us
a little through the looking glass type thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But this time it's going to be some tea, I think.
I can't wait.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. YouTubechannel.com, channel from By the BarCast. You know how to get there. We're on Instagram, all that stuff. Kelly, thank you for being here this week.
Always.
Guys, enjoy your football without sprouting an extra chromosome, and we'll see you next week.